Hello, Massachusetts Beer Review here. We have a special tasting now that the first official day of summer has arrived and gone, Memorial Day. We are doing, and if you can't tell from this title, this is the Shandy Showdown. Now, I got two Shandy beers in front of me. Two very popular Shandy beers. I did, if you haven't watched my last video that I did on the Narragansett Dells Lemonade Shandy, stop this review and go watch that. Otherwise, here we are. We have two Shandy beers, as I say. We're going to do the classic Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy. Gonna pit that against Samuel Adams Porch Rocker, made by the Boston Beer Company and Sam Adams. And I will be comparing this with our third beer, the Dells Lemonade Shandy from Narragansett. Alright. You people probably know that a Shandy beer is in fact a beer brewed with, not brewed with, it's like a cocktail made with half lemonade and half of a beer. They come from Germany. It's not an American thing that Leinenkugel came up with. It's known as a Radler in Germany. They were designed to be very thirst-quenching, and I believe that they were also good beers that the Germans introduced younger drinkers into getting used to the flavors of beer. It was invented, quotations, in 1912 in Germany, the Radler, but it was widely attributed to Franz Xavier Kuglo, in 1922. Designed, as I say, as a thirst quencher. I believe that he lived in Munich by a place where they would have bike races, and he concocted this style up to be quenching to the bicyclists. So yeah. Let's get to the Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy. We're doing that in a taster glass with both of these beers. The Leinenkugel family, if you didn't know, everybody probably knows the Summer Shandy, but they don't really know the story. Founded in 1867 in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. They obviously have survived through the Prohibition. They became their own beverage company, and they brewed like a near beer and a soda water. In the 70s, let's go all the way up to the 70s, they were a huge brand. They started expanding into Chicago, Michigan, and Minnesota. I guess the Packers had some advertising rights in Lambeau Field. And this was when Leinenkugel was owned by the great-grandsons of the original Jacob Leinenkugel. And then in 1988, they merged with Miller, which also bought G. Heilman, which was a Black's brand, in 1995. And they're still around now. This is the Summer Shandy, which was brewed in 2007, introduced in 2007, I should say, for the first time. The Shandy beer, the Summer Shandy, is lemonade, a blend of selected malted wheat, barley, and a hint of Wisconsin honey, 4.2%. Alright, let's give this a try. Now, the Dells Shandy definitely has a huge, Summer Shandy definitely has a huge lemony smell. Very big. There's definitely a greeny, spicy thing going on. It's very clear. It's not clear, it's very cloudy. Hazy, but I don't think it's tremendously unfiltered. Looks like lemonade. And the smell, once again, is like a typical lager, but it's got a light spicy hop in there. Definitely grains. Don't really get honey. Yeah, wheat and barley. And lemonade, and let's give it a try. Cheers. It definitely has more of a lemonade or like a lemon flavor to it than just it tasting like a beer. which is why I think if you like alternatives like Mike's Hard Lemonade, Limeade, I'm trying to think of a Twisted Tea, you may like this, even if you like the Smirnoff Ice. Crisp, clean, refreshing, light to medium, but light body. Very crisp, very clean, very refreshing. Slightly tart. It is overly sweet like a lemonade, but that's what you come to expect with lemonade. So it's definitely crisp, clean, and refreshing. It's got the light, weedy maltiness, and it's got a lemonade predominant flavor. But the lemons are really the star of this beer. So, we will be pitting that beer, as I say, against Sam Adams Porch Rocker. Now, the Sam Adams Porch Rocker is meant to be more of the German style of the beer, like the Radlers that they would make in Germany. This one is 4.5% ABV. It was introduced in May of 2012, and it's designed to be the German-style Radler. What else does it say here? By mixing beer, tart, sparkling lemonade, German cyclists called Radlers helped inspire a crisp, refreshing drink perfect for a hot, long days. With that inspiration, we developed our own lemon blend for a fresh squeezed lemon taste and combined it with a golden Hell's Lager, creating a sweet, tangy, and thoroughly refreshing brew. Cheers from Jim Cook at Sam Adams. Now, as I pour a sampler of this beer, Sam Adams is one of the first craft brewers in America. In 1978, I believe it was, Jimmy Carter had signed a law that stated that home brewing was now legal in the United States. This created that if you were around at the time, you might know it. I wasn't, but it created this craft beer craze in the 80s. You saw predominantly, I think the first brand really that anybody had heard about during that time was Sierra Nevada, and then this brand in 1984. Jim Koch was, I guess, he found while cleaning in his attic a recipe that his great-great-grandfather had of Boston Lager. He started brewing it. He thought it was pretty good. He wanted to share this thing with people. He would go door to door to different bars and restaurants trying to sell this beer, and bars started putting their taps in their establishments. People started wanting it, and then all over the country, people got hooked on this new beer that had never been brewed before. Craft beer was, and home brewing, I should say, more experimental kinds of beers were developed. But let me get back to the Porch Rocker beer. Let me give it a smell. Yeah, it definitely has more of a malty beer scent than the Leinenkugels. It's more of a mix between a malty, grainy beer and some lemon. I wouldn't really say lemonade. I would just say it has just that citrusy lemon aroma. It's very golden copper, clear, some bubbles, not tremendously carbonated, no head. And let's give the Samuel Adams Porch Rocker a taste. Cheers. Yeah, it tastes like it has more carbonation. It's very crisp. Again, crisp, clean, and refreshing. To me, it almost tastes like a sugary syrup. It doesn't really, I guess what I'm trying to say is, the Porch Rocker, to me, doesn't really have a real, genuine lemon taste. I'm sure that I'll post it if not, I'm sure that they have a real lemons brewed with the beer, but I just don't think that this is really that real tasting. If you want to actually drink a beer and not just a lemonade, I would totally get the Porch Rocker over the Kugel Summer Shandy. But it's got a malty taste. You get the malts and the grains from beer, and you get almost a sickly sweet fake lemonade taste. It's very tart at the end, and both of these beers are pretty dry, but this one is especially dry. My 2 cents, including if you go back to the Dell's Shandy by Narragansett, including all these different beers, I get what they're trying to do. I get what the place in the market is. It's meant to be nice and crisp and refreshing in a hot summer day, just like a lemonade is, but brewed like a beer. And it's had that combination where it's crisp, clean, refreshing, and it's got a little bit of that extra kick because it's beer. My personal preference in all of this Shandy beer stuff, free of charge, and all this Shandy beer stuff is either to just stay away from it or to maybe experiment with your favorite lager and try to make your own Rattler, try to make your own Summer Shandy. That's what I would do. So, I've had the Dell's Lemonade. Let me try the Kugel one more time. And let me try the Sam Adams Porch Rocker one more time. And out of the 2 that I have here, including for our showdown purposes with the Shandy Showdown, including the Dell's Lemonade Shandy, I'm actually not going to pick anything that I just had. I'm going to pick that Dell's Lemonade Shandy if I must pick a beer. Because to me in that, if you watch that review, to me with the Dell's Lemonade Shandy, that was a predominant, I should say it this way. You tasted a really nice lemonade, like a frozen Dell's lemonade, like a frozen gas station lemonade. And then you really did taste afterwards, immediately after, you really did taste a nice, rich, malty beer, which is exactly what the Narragansett lager is. A really nice, it's grainy, yes, it's corny, yes, but it's got a really good, predominant malty taste, and it's a lot darker than most lagers. But I'm just going to say, stay away from this beer style unless you want to make one your own, or if you're curious about these beers. And until next time, keep tasting those great and better beers. Cheers. Hope to see you soon.